Hi guys, welcome back to my life. Guys, how are you doing today? How are you? So, I am so excited today because I finally have 300 subscribers. Yay! Thank you guys so much for being here, for joining my family. Thank you guys. Um, I honestly appreciate the love, the support for those who always join my life every day. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am super excited. And hopefully, going forward, I can do so much more just to help teach people how to do makeup, how to get better at doing makeup, because you don't necessarily have to do makeup professionally. Just being able to do makeup by yourself properly for your skin just makes a whole lot of difference. So I do hope to make a lot of difference going forward. So thank you guys. Thank you for giving me the support. Thank you for giving me the love. So without further ado, let's get into this tutorial. So today's video, I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial again, as usual. That's what I'm always here for. So if you see me for the first time, because a lot of people actually come here in my life every single day asking me, what is this for? Okay, is this on? Come on, guys, this is off. Oh. A lot of people come to my life and they ask me what I am doing on my life. So I'm going to take a few minutes to address what I actually do on my life. So on my life, I teach people how to do makeup, right? I'm a makeup artist and I have been practicing for over 5 years. I'm actually mostly self and I have been doing makeup for quite a while, so I've learned a few tips and tricks, which is why I teach makeup on my live every single day. So, as for the time, I actually do my live 10 p.m. Toronto Canadian time. Ariel, hi Ariel. I'm talking about what I do on my life because people always join on my life and they're asking me, "What are you doing?" So on my life, I teach makeup. I just teach makeup, right? Different things. How to. My goal is to teach people how to get their makeup looking better on their skin. For people who have never had any idea about makeup, you get an idea on how to get your makeup looking right, how to do a little, even if you know how to do makeup, just to learn a few things that could actually just change the way you've been doing your makeup before. And also, I let people know the brands that I have used, and I just show them what I like about the brand, what I think about the brand, so that it kind of helps you to save your coins, right? You don't necessarily have to go and invest and buy a lot when someone has actually given you feedback that, okay, I have used this, and you can actually see them use it on the live, and you can see what they're talking about up front, right? So that you can see that this is how this brand reacted to my face, this is how it is, this is that, and then you can know whether or not to actually purchase. I feel like those testimonials that people give really helps people make some sort of savings, right, when they are going to buy products. And also I make suggestions of things that I think can help you in your makeup. So without further ado, I'm gonna go right ahead into the reason we're here, makeup. So usually when I do my makeup, I like to start with the prep. Now I'm gonna teach you what a prep is. A prep is simply the preparation you do on your face before you apply makeup. It's actually what you do before the makeup. Hi Josh, welcome to my life. So this is super important because the way you do your prep could actually help in the longevity of your makeup. So have you ever wondered why a bride's makeup can last for so many hours? Is mainly because of the prep, right? The the bride could spend anywhere from 6 to 10 hours during her wedding. So within that hour, you want to make sure that the makeup is locked in. And
even events like supermodels, things like that. Hi, the Mars, how are you? Welcome to my life. People like supermodels and even actors, things like that. They have to wear the makeup for long. Not everyone of them might, some of them might have touch up, but not everyone might have touch up. So if you are able to do the prep, oh, thank you, Mars. If you are able to do the prep properly, then your makeup can actually last much, much more. And sometimes in the prep, it's just a little thing that you may be missing that could be not helping your makeup come out nice, right? So having the right idea of the right prep just helps your overall process. Eldorado, hey, welcome to my live. Guys, where are you watching from? Oh, thank you, Damaris. Thank you for being a viewer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So for my prep, I like to, oh, thank you. For my prep, I like to start by making sure that my face is really clean. You actually want to wear your makeup on a clean face because this also helps your skin, right? You're putting makeup on your skin. You want your skin to end up looking nice and not um hi Western A. Oh, sorry about your friend who has cancer. I hope that she gets better or he gets better, whoever your friend is. She. I hope that your friend gets better. In Jesus' name, amen. Anyways, I like to have my face clean because I don't want to take off my makeup and then see that my skin has been um, disturbed because of maybe products and stuff like that. So you want to make sure your skin is always clean. Then another tip is that you want to make sure that your brushes, your beauty blenders are washed regularly. I would actually advise to wash them every single time you're ready to do your makeup. But if we're being realistic, a lot of people don't wash their tools regularly. Some people use their tools for 3 months, 4 months without cleaning it. You are doing damage to your skin because there's what we call product buildup. That buildup is happening all on your brush, and when you don't clean it, you're going to disturb your skin, right? Your skin is going to be so affected. So, hi, bestie horses, how are you? So, you want to make sure that the tools that you're using are actually very, very clean. This will help to reduce any breakouts that, especially if you have sensitive skin, right? You are definitely going to have issues with your skin if you don't wash your brushes and your tools regularly. So always make sure that you're using clean tools or else you will break out because of product buildup. Now, the next thing that I would like to say is a prep can be from simple to really tough or very bridal, right? Like I said, bridal makeup needs to stay locked in. So, your prep can be very simple, but then in its simplicity, you don't want to miss having enough moisture, so you don't want to miss a moisturizer, and then you don't want to miss a primer. Some people may not use a toner, and that is totally okay. But once you have, maybe I always recommend to use a serum because serum really helps to hydrate your skin. So even if you can't put a toner or anything, make sure that you have like a serum in your prep regimen. Oh, you broke your arm. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi, Lemons. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, like I was saying, you need to have these things in your prep regimen. So, make sure that you have a moisturizer, have a good primer. That is that. Even if you don't have any other thing, I believe these ones can really help to transform your makeup. You should never wear makeup on dry skin. It's not going to go too well. Trust me. I've been there. It won't go well. So, what did I say? Good prep, good tools for your makeup to come out nice. So, for my prep, I like to use a toner. So, you can use any brand. I'll just show you guys the brands that I use. I like to make sure that a toner is used, and then I like to make sure that I have a serum. And for me, I like to use the Beauty of Johnson. It's super hydrating. Their glow serum is super hydrating. whenever. Oh, I am in Ontario, Canada. Nav, how are you? Um, I am. I live in Ontario, Canada, but I am from Nigeria, guys. So I like to make sure that there is a serum in my routine. This helps with moisture. I love my makeup looking subtle, but then I really want it to be glowing from underneath. And I think that the serum actually really helps in that. Even if my products are not too expensive or they are like just drugstore makeup products, when I apply a serum, it really takes it up there, right? So you want to make sure that you have a serum, but in a case where you don't have a serum, just make sure that you have a very hydrating moisturizer. So far, I started using this one, but the moisturizer that I used to use before, it's just like cost a lot of coins, is the Cosrx, the hyaluronic acid um, moisturizer. I tell you, whenever I use that, I don't even need a serum. It's super hydrating. I just put the moisturizer and my face is all glowed up. So if you're like, I'm not a serum person, I'll just say get a very good hydrating moisturizer, and then your regimen can be, your makeup, sorry, can be very, very nice and glowy. Then another thing I like to use, do I have to? Yes, that is what I'm talking about for your prep. It's advisable for you to actually use a moisturizer and a primer. Now, some people have normal skin, and it actually means that they don't necessarily have to wear a primer. But then I would still say a primer is important because it really just helps the overall lasting process. Let me call it like that. It helps the overall lasting process in your makeup. So I'll always say do not skip primer. I used to do makeup before without a primer, and when I switched to using a primer, I can tell you for a fact that the difference was clear. The primer just really helps that makeup stay. If I do my makeup, I can wear my makeup for 10 hours without retouching. By the way, I never really retouch. Hi, Jeanette. How are you? Hi, Jahor. Good morning from where you are. How are you? Hi, King Gozi. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So just using a moisturizer alone, because you have to understand that you're putting some products on your skin, so some of them may tend to strip the moisture off your skin. So you want to make sure that your skin is very, very moisturized, right? So when you moisturize from underneath, your face and your makeup can come out looking so much better. And I wouldn't advise you to use a primer without a moisturizer, because a primer most times has silicone in it, and this silicone is what gives your makeup a very, what do you call it, a very matte look. For especially for mattifying primers, these silicones really give your face a matte look, and they can be drying because that is what they're trying to do to, because a lot of foundations and concealers actually have some form of oil, except you're using a water-based foundation, but some of them have some form of oils. So you need that primer to kind of control the oil, right? And the appearance of the oil. So when you use a primer without moisturizing your skin is already dry, and you just go ahead and apply a primer. What you're going to end up with a lot of times is you're going to end up with a cracked skin, or your makeup begins to crack, or you see that your makeup is separating, right? Is because you didn't use a moisture product in your skin. You're asking where I am from. I am from Nigeria, guys. I am from Nigeria. So that being said, even if you can't do a lot of prep, do not skip a moisturizer and a primer. Now, depending on your skin type, let's talk about skin type, guys. So your skin type could either be warm, yeah, like you can either have normal skin, which means all the parts of your faces are very, very balanced in oil production. Everything is just okay. Your skin is not too oily, it's not too dry, it's just perfect. That is almost everyone's ideal skin, right? They just want their skin to be balanced, but that is not the case for everyone. So a normal skin does not have excess production of anything, right? Or under production of anything. It's just very, very balanced. And if you have combination skin, you're in my category. Combination skin, by the way, this is your T zone. So, for the combination skin, there is usually a production of oil in this part of your face, right? Oh, thank you, lemons. This part of your face always secretes lots and lots of oil. So when you're doing your priming, you actually want to focus on this part. For some people is moderate, for some people is worse. I would say in my case is a little moderate, right? My T zone produces oil, but it's not too much. But this part of my skin tends to stay dry, right? So that is why it's called combination skin. You actually have normal skin. Here is not too dry, it's not too oily. So here is like a normal skin, and then here tends to produce a lot of oil. That is what we call the combination skin. So when you're priming and when you're doing your face prep, you want to really focus a lot of primer on this side so that it reduces that appearance of too much oil, right? So that is what you're going to do when you're prepping. Now, when it comes to the oily skin, is a different ball game, and there are different degrees of this like oily skin. The when your skin is oily, it's actually over secreting oil on your face. It's trying to make up for, it's trying to make up for something. It's trying to provide oil because your skin kind of thinks that the oil is not enough. So it's providing, just over secreting oil on your face. And that's why when makeup artists do makeup for oily skin, there is a lot of work that is actually put so that the makeup appears to be done on normal skin. But then if you don't do that prep properly, you're going to end up having lots and lots of oil. That is why you can see some people, they apply makeup and then you can just see a lot of oils right on their skin. And for some people, they also sweat. So if you don't prep well, you end up having like sweat through your makeup, and sweat could come up here. It could also come on the forehead, right? So doing a good prep actually helps that oily skin situation that is going on, so that when you wear your makeup, you can wear it for long without it being too oily and dripping from your face. And I'm telling you, some people have over secretion of oil. I once did a makeup for a bride, and that then I was like, just few years into the makeup industry, and even though I had done makeup for a while, I was so heartbroken because she was pregnant, and then her skin produced even more oil because she was pregnant. So do I use a buffer? Yeah, this I believe a beauty blender, I guess. So she had excess secretion of oil. Now, because I didn't prep her skin properly, by the time she had done the first part of the wedding, which was the church wedding, it was just about 4 or 5 hours. Her skin was already very, very, very oily. Right, so that was because my prepping wasn't done well. And even when you prep well, you still, hi Didi, how are you? Hi, Dusty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, even when you do the prep, everything in makeup works together in harmony. Even after you've done the prep, you have to make sure that you're still locking in the skin so much better. So, now that I know some things, when I'm working with like a very oily skin, I know what to do, right? But you won't know what to do if you don't do some research, if you don't prep you will be freaking out when you do makeup and then there's like excess oil on your skin. That is because you skipped the prep, right? So don't skip your prep. Another skin type is the dry skin. Now, for dry skin, is also another different level. I have a friend, her skin is actually very dry. And the few times I did makeup on her skin, I actually struggled because I always like my makeup very glowy. I didn't know what to do, right? But after getting more education, I would say that now doing makeup for a dry skin is so much easier. Oh, I'm glad, Lemons. It's so much easier because for the dry skin, there is on the secretion of oil, so the skin tends to be very dry. They are going to have flakes on their skin sometimes. For dry skin, sometimes you can come and you see there's like flakes around the nose and stuff like that. They don't have like a shiny appearance on their face, and that's because their skin is super, super dry. So, what do you do for that kind of skin? You have to make sure there is enough oil. Now, what you don't do is to skip primer just because the person's skin is dry. I know that sounds like a very big controversy, right? So that is why now in the makeup industry, you have a mattifying primer, which is usually meant and best for oily skin. And then you have a hydrating primer, which tends to be very, very hydrating. A lot of hydrating primers actually feel like you put a moisturizer on your skin. Like for instance, whenever I use the Milk Hydro, this one is a moisturizing primer, and I'm sure there are so many more moisturizing primers. These primers actually help to add moisture to your face so that when you put that makeup, it doesn't strip the natural oils from your skin. So for this one was about, let's see, I'm thinking 50, 40, 45, because there's a bigger jar. The biggest jar of the Hydro Grip here in Canada is about 50, I think 50 something minus tax, right? I don't remember exactly, but this one is about 40 something dollars. And this is like the medium size. There is a size bigger than this, but then they do have a tester. So if you're not sure which your skin type is, you can actually look it up. And then if you don't have too much money and you don't wear makeup all the time, then you can get the smaller tester jar. And that way you have a hydrating primer. Nick, you're asking, do I use a buffer? What are you calling a buffer? The buffer, is it a beauty blender? If it's a beauty blender, if it's a beauty sponge, then yes, I use a beauty a buffer or a beauty sponge. But I don't know, are you referring to something else? So back to the dry skin. So for dry skin, it's actually under secreting oil, which is why the skin tends to be dry and flaky. Most times you can see it on the forehead, you can see it on the nose, and if you don't take care of that skin properly, your makeup is not going to come out looking nice. And because your skin is not properly prepped, it's going to affect the overall look on your skin. Now, for people who don't prep properly, they actually end up having like flakes and patches on their skin because maybe this side is even drier than this side, or this side is drier than this side, right? So you have to make sure that the entire face is well moisturized, which is why for people who have like super dry skin, if you want to make sure that your skin is looking very hydrated or hydrated, yes, you have to use like the sheet mask. The sheet mask, those ones actually have ton of moisture. I don't know what they put in them, but they are very, very moisturizing, which is why, especially for brides, they always use lots and lots of sheet mask. It puts so much moisture in the skin, and your skin ends up looking like you're waking up from heaven, or your skin is just glowing and glistering. It's because of the sheet mask. And you can use like, there are sheet masks that are not very, very expensive, right? What step is after primer? So after primer, you can go ahead and apply your foundation, right? So when your primer is basically like the last thing. For some people, they do more, but if you're doing just a simple prep, your primer can be the last thing before your foundation. So, like I was saying, the sheet mask is usually the best addition for your is the best addition for your dry skin to get it very, very glowy and looking dewy. And then you actually want to add serums if you have dry skin. Hi Kay, how are you? Oh, you don't use foundation. Oh, I see. I mean, depending on your skin, like some people have lots of breakouts, so they tend not to use like lots of product because they want maybe the breakouts to heal or something like that. Depending, if you use I'm good, Kay. I'm good, thank you. If you use like just concealers, then you can actually do your concealer after your priming. But I like to have like foundation. Even if I don't have anything on my skin, I like to have foundation just because I feel like the foundations that are being produced now, if you get a good brand, they're actually very, very, very nice. So there are different kinds now. They have even skin tints. Those ones are for people who they really don't even want to wear any form of makeup. If you use a skin tint, it's very sheer and it just gives you the perfect in your skin feeling that you want. Okay, you use it to cover redness. Oh, I see, I see, I see. Well, then you can use like your concealer after doing your priming. So the last skin type is the sensitive skin. So for the sensitive skin is a different ball game because they have to be very, very careful on what they put on their skin. And just like everyone's skin, there are different degrees of sensitivity on your skin. So I can't really recommend or say anything about the sensitive skin. All I have to say is you have to maybe work with a dermatologist or just figure it out. If you don't have like enough a lot of money to go to a dermatologist, just figure out the products that are compatible with your skin before you go ahead and apply anything on your skin. And that being said, um, that is a very silly thing, but hi, friendly spectator, that is hilarious too. So, that is that for your skin types. So, I would say knowing different, like the skin types, knowing the one on your skin, really, 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 like knowing your own skin type really helps also in your makeup process so that you know what can really change or just shift the makeup routine for you, right? Like me now, you can see some dark circles, so I know the concerns that I'll be working on my face. But then everyone has different concerns, right? How much do I rate Korean skincare? I really like Korean skincare because personally I use Korean skincare. However, I haven't used many, so I can't really say. But so far from the ones that I have used, I think they're really good. So that is that for your skin type. So now let's go into a simple prep. Now, if you are working with like financial constraints, here is like a simple prep for you. You can simply, first of all, always wash your face. Always make sure that your face is clean at all times. Whenever you want to put makeup, take away whatever you have applied and wash your face. So wash your face. And to do this, you can use a cleansing balm or a facial wash. Just make sure that the excess oil on your face has been stripped and removed so that you can walk on a clean slate. Now, this is why you're doing that so that you can put moisture back on your skin properly. Water and towel. Well, that is good for you. You must have really good skin to use just water and towel. You have good skin. Shout out to you and your good skin. So, I like to use for a simple prep. I would say you should have your face washed. Then you can use a moisturizer, and then you can use a primer. Once you do these two, your makeup can sit for a long time. Now, if you want to take it up a notch and you're like, I really want my makeup to feel like skincare, the first thing you do, as usual, wash your face. Make sure that you apply toner on your face. And when you've applied a toner, then you can go ahead and apply a serum. A serum is very, very hydrating, very moisturizing. Depending on the type of serum, you may be able to add your serum either before or after your moisturizer. So you can do a little research and find out how to use the particular serum brand that you are buying. And then you know whether do I put my serum before makeup, before moisturizer or after moisturizer. For the Beauty of Johnson, I like to put this one before my moisturizer. And then you do toner, you do serum, and then you do moisturizer. Now, when you've done your moisturizer, you can go ahead and add some primer. Now, the primer is something that really, really locks everything in together. It just helps everything to sit balanced, and then your skin is ready to receive all that makeup, right? So, if you're working with like dry skin, hi, Caitlin, how are you? if you're working with like super dry skin, you might actually do your wash your face first. Oh, thank you, Jason, watching all the way from Australia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, you do have a channel. Okay, I'm gonna go check it out after this. So you want to make sure that your skin is washed as usual. Then you're going to be using like a sheet mask on your skin. Now the sheet mask already has a lot of moisture, so when you start with the sheet mask, hi Blakey, how are you? Welcome to my live. When you start with the sheet mask, it already puts lots of moisture into your skin, and you're helping to seal that moisture in. So once you've put the sheet mask, you can use the direction on the sheet mask, right? And then when you're done, toss it away, throw it in the garbage. Then go ahead and do the rest of your skin prep. Add your serum, add your moisturizer, then you can add your primer. Just everything to make sure that there is lots of moisture on your skin. Now, one thing I'm going to note is that make sure that you are giving each prep drying time. You can't go ahead and put your primer on top of your moisturizer that hasn't dried. Everything won't sit well, and it's going to end up making everything worse. So you want to make sure that each product has 1 minute to about 2 minutes drying time in between. My skincare routine. I have a video on my YouTube, so you can actually try. So not yet. I haven't tried the ordinary yet. I've been seeing some like lots of products. So I'm actually thinking of trying it pretty soon. But when I do try it, of course, I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to let you guys know that I have used this. So um back to what I was saying for my skincare. Guys, it's simple. The same skincare that I do for like the same prep that I do for my makeup is the same thing I do when I'm not wearing makeup, right? So it is simple. I like to wash my face, of course. Hi Anna. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Hi Anna. Hi Ariba. Welcome to my channel. I like to use a toner. Then I like to use a serum. And then I like to use a moisturizer. And that is basically what I do when I'm not wearing makeup. But depending on the products that I have at the time, guys, it is so expensive to wear. Like to do skincare is so expensive, and I don't really have the capacity to really get the products that I want. But whenever I have some products, I simply just get like more than one serum. This is a serum. This is a serum. This has a lot of moisture, and for depending on the brand and whatever you're buying your serum for, this you can use on your skin to get more moisture into your skin. Some serums are for blemishes, some serums are for hyperpigmentation. So depending on the serum you use, a serum can add more moisture to your skin. So oh, thank you. Thank you, Ariba. I do appreciate. Thank you so much. Um, oh, okay. Eminence. Okay, I'm writing that down. Thank you, guys. You see, this is why I like to come here and talk about things like this, because I know we can learn from each other. I'm just going to write it down. Eminence. Thank you so much. All right. So doesn't it hydrate, then you go in the moisturizer? Yes. So I like to use my serums before my moisturizer, because I feel like the moisturizer, oh thank you Reba, I feel like the moisturizer just kind of seals in all the moisture that you have already put on your skin. So I put the moisturizer last. So I do serums, then moisturizer. But some serums actually specify that you may use them after your moisturizer. So you have to read and find out which one you are using, right? Hi Yesum. Hi Yesum. You're welcome, Blakely. Thank you guys all for subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today I don't really feel like doing any makeup, guys. I don't feel like wearing makeup today, just because I that's why I'm trying to educate you guys, okay? Serum for dark spots. Honestly, I don't know many serums. I'm fairly new to like sun what do you call skincare, because I mean I do makeup, but then I try to do skincare on myself, so I really can't tell you about many products, but I do know that I have used few Korean brands. So I don't know where you are. So I might say you can actually try some Korean brands. So here in Canada, I'm living in Canada, so I find some products here in Canada. Some you can find in Walmart, some you can find in um, Shoppers Drug Mart here. So it depends on which one. Before I apply anything, I try to do a little bit of research. I'm from Nigeria, guys. I am from Nigeria, but I live in Canada. What's going on here? What is going on here is makeup education. So, welcome. Yeah. So, you want to do a little bit of YouTube research. I find that some content creators actually take their time and give an in depth education on skincare, because some of them are beauty aesthetics. They've done the training, so they have knowledge about what is in which product. So you might want to check different pages, right, and see what works. So I don't know many for dark spots, but the ones that I have used are this one. I've used two different Beauty of Johnson serums, but I tend to stick to this one because it's super hydrating. And I would say for the most part, it really just helps with moisture, right? So I will say for your skincare, you want to work with the different issues on your skin one at a time. And why I say that is because if you have like severe acne, maybe you want to treat the acne first before you go into treating spots. That from my little research, that is what I found out that people do. They try to maybe do the acne if they have pimples and blemishes and all that. They do maybe the pimples first and then they go into the blemishes, because sometimes if you just try to do everything at once, it could be counterproductive, right? So you want to make sure that you're getting it right. So what you have to look for, what is applicable to my skin condition, right? What is applicable to my skin condition? As you can see, I don't really have lots of pimples, and I just have little spots. So that those are the things that I try to fix, right? But then again, I'm a lady, right? So sometimes in the month the spots just come on their own and then they go. So it's always back and forth with me, right? So right now I can't really say that I can recommend many products because I haven't gotten the one that really works to take this all off. So please do your research and then you can find the one that works for you. Now, can I teach you my language? Well, we're speaking, so you can pick up from here. So, hello, how are you? You can learn from here. So, that is that for your skin prep. Now, the next thing is your application. Now, when it comes to like your foundation, I would say if you're a beginner, you want to get a foundation that is really a foundation formula that doesn't dry too quickly, and also depending on your concerns again for your skin, you might choose to use a water-based foundation or an oil-based foundation. But keep in mind, overall, what I've learned about like makeup being locked in. You're from India. Oh, hi from India. Thank you for being on my live. What I have learned overall is that water-based makeup um, foundation actually really tends to stay longer because it doesn't have like too much oil content, right? So it tends to stay much longer, and that is why some artists actually go for a water-based foundation when they're working with like a bride, because it can stay much longer than the oil-based one, because there is something that happens after you've done with your makeup. So if you notice, after your makeup has been done for a while, it tends to break down a little bit, and just because even though you apply makeup, your skin is not going to stop doing its normal function, which is provide and secrete oil for your face. Everything on your skin, everything on your face has a purpose, right? So the oil that is there will still be produced. So when you're wearing makeup, you're still going to have that oil production on your skin. So what is going to happen, and what does the primer do? The primer just helps to lock it in just a bit, so that when the oil production on your face begins to happen, it doesn't throw the makeup overboard, right? It just helps everything works out together, which is why if you've done your makeup like now, by the time you check it in an hour's time, it's already different. There's already some oil. And now some people's skin is so oily. So when they've done it, if they didn't prep their skin well, the oil now secretes extra, and then their makeup begins to look super shiny, like they went and put some oil on their skin. No, it was the secretion from their skin, right? So you have to bear this in mind, so that when you're doing your makeup, you're not always angry. Oh my god, I didn't do this. Why is my makeup product like this? It could just be that you are not prepping your skin well, and you're not looking in the product well. That is probably why your makeup is turning out the way it is. Hi Cheesecake, how are you? Your skin is oily. Yeah. Hi Poppy. So this is what I am talking about. Oh, I love cheese, but I do love cheesecake. I do love cheesecake. So your skin is oily, Prakash. So for oily skin, like I said, you have to make sure that you're just because your skin is oily does not mean that you shouldn't moisturize. You should still moisturize your skin, because actually why your skin is over secreting oil is because it thinks it needs to make up for something that is not there, right? So you still want to make sure that your skin is well moisturized before your makeup. Then you go in with a primer. Now, some people do this when they have like oily skin, or if they are working with like an oily skin client, they like to do two-step or two barrier primer, if you like to call it. So what they like to do is they go ahead and do a primer first, and after that primer they go in with a primer again, just to make sure that that really locks in the makeup. So you can do that if your skin is extremely oily. You can do the primer first, and then, excuse me guys, you can do the primer first and then you can do another primer. You never wear makeup, I mean, well, if you do decide to wear makeup, right, then you can do this. Hi, artist. How are you? I haven't seen you here in a bit. How are you? Have you been? Cheesecake. Hi, I see you. Hi. How are you? How are you? How are you? You really love makeup on. That is nice. Nice to hear. So, this is all for your prep. Now, I'm talking about foundation back again. For foundation, depending on your skin, you can go for a very matte foundation, or you can go for a hydrating foundation. Now, if your skin is oily, you can actually choose whatever. You can choose to use a mattifying foundation, or you can choose to use a hydrating foundation. Now, some people actually like to have their makeup matte. Personally, that is not my style. So, your makeup might actually end up, my makeup always tends to be hydrating. So, that is that. Choose your foundation properly. If you have oily skin, you actually also want to, I am good cheesecake, you actually also want to wear a matte foundation. That could also help you in locking in all of that moisture. So use a mattifying primer and then use a mattifying foundation. Now, concealers, when it comes to concealers too, you want to select a good shade and a good grade. This can also help your makeup. Now, if you're someone that likes like a very light, like your skin makeup, I'm gonna answer you in a bit, cheesecake. So if you're someone who likes a very light makeup and skin-like finish, you actually want to use products that are not necessarily full coverage. the ones that says in your skin kind of makeup, or feels like skin, things like that. You want to tilt your products towards that, the ones that feel like skin, that say normal to normal, what do you call it, normal wear, or just read what you're buying, right? Read what you're buying. How do you not clog your pores? Okay, don't clog your pores by first of all not cleaning your skin. So if you don't clean your skin regularly, if you don't wash your face regularly, or wash your face before makeup, you are probably going to clog your pores. Also, the way you're taking off your makeup, you can end up you can end up clogging your skin if you don't take off your makeup properly. Now, before I get to that, I'm still going to talk about like the foundation. Let's go back to foundation again. I think we're going far by talking about taking off. Taking off is like the last thing, right? So you want to make sure that you're using the right foundation, you're using the hydrating foundation. Then if you've seen my tutorials, you see that I like to use like a setting spray to apply my foundation, and that is because it really just overall helps in the blending process, especially when you're using a foundation that is too thick. The formula is very thick and stuff. Oh, hi Snowy, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Especially when you're using a product that is very, very thick formula. So you want to make your foundation blendable easily, especially if you want it to look like skin, right? So when you apply a bit of foundation, then you go ahead and spray your setting spray, and then you blend it in. Trust me, this has worked for me for a very, very long time. I've used it on clients, I've done it on myself. This really just helps the overall process of your makeup. Then for concealers too, some people also like to spray their skin when they put concealer. So that is also another way you can get it super blendable. Once again, if you're using a thick formula, some concealers are really light, and that could be good if your skin doesn't need like lots of covering, and maybe there is no hyperpigmentation. Then you can use a light concealer. The lightweight concealer is good for you. Now, for your blushes, you can choose to use a cream blush, you can choose to use a powder blush, depending on how you are able to apply it, right? And then another thing is your contour. Um, your contour can be cream or powder contour. That is totally fine to you, depending on what you like to use. I've done makeup when I've done makeup when I have used just my powder contour, and it still came out the same way. So that really tells you that it's really about your technique and how you apply it. And I've done makeup where I did like both the cream and the powder contour. So that is that. What else? For your setting sprays, you also want to use very, very hydrating setting sprays. I like to use any setting spray that really has aloe vera or aloe water, or the one that has rose water, right? So it really just depends on your preference. But I really like a hydrating setting spray, and your setting spray doesn't have to be limited. Hi, Hassene, how are you? Bonjour, ça va? So it doesn't have to be limited to after your entire makeup. You can spray in between. For instance, whenever I do my contour and highlights, and I set them with a setting powder, I spray. That could also help the longevity of your makeup. So you can maybe tweak it if you've been doing it like, oh, I wait until the end of my makeup to do my set to spray my setting spray. Maybe you might want to try spraying in between your products. But of course, once you've sprayed, make sure that it dries. You don't want to touch your face wet, right? You want to make sure that it's super dry before you go ahead and go to the next thing. Now, for the final makeup process. What really wraps or ties your makeup together is your setting sprays, finishing sprays. Now, if you didn't know the difference before, your setting spray is what really helps your makeup to set. And when we're talking about setting, usually whenever you've put your powder, you can see that there is like too much product on your face and it looks like unbalanced. When you spray your setting spray, it just breaks down the powder and lets it melt into the creams that you've applied. If you've applied foundation and then you set with a powder, it just breaks it and it makes it just flow into your skin. Well, you can go through my channel. You see some tutorials that I have done. I'm talking about like the way that you can wear your makeup to get the best results, right? So you can go ahead and watch some of my videos. I have like skincare before or your skin prep. I have it on my channel. Lipstick, I have it there. So I have, thank you so much, Noe. I hope these help you, right? But then you can also come back to this video and listen to it from the beginning. You see me talk about like the products that you can use. You see me talk about skin type. So maybe you don't really know your skin type and it's affecting the way you wear your makeup. So if you go back to this video, you will see everything from the beginning. So once again, your setting spray is the one that you spray in between or after your makeup. This helps to set your makeup. So when you spray and it just sets everything, it helps the powders to break down and just melt into the the concealers and the creams. And then your finishing spray you can spray last. This just helps to keep your makeup for a very long time. So some finishing sprays can be waterproof, which is why some people's makeup they can you've probably seen videos of people like pouring water on their face when they were done. Their finishing spray really helped that. Their finishing spray really helps them in keeping that makeup locked up. And some finishing sprays, they are transfer proof. So once you spray that on your face, trust me, your makeup won't transfer to your clothes. Your makeup won't transfer like when you touch it on the paper towel. It just really stays. So it depends on which finishing spray you're tilting towards. You can go for a waterproof or you can go for a transfer proof finishing spray. And the finishing spray just really helps to lock in everything on your face. So that is the difference between a setting spray and your finishing spray. Your setting spray helps to set the makeup, your finishing spray helps to lock it in. Now, let's talk about taking off your makeup. So, some people like to use cleansing balms. Cleansing balm can also help you to break it down or use a cleansing oil. Yes, I have used some products, so I can only talk about the products that I have used because I've actually used them. So, for instance, when it comes to foundation, depending on which country you are in, I would recommend you could use the Sephora or you could use the Maybelline Fit Me because these are the ones that I have used. This is also a brand that I use, it's a Nigerian brand, V Beauty. This particular brand, I really love it because it's full coverage, but they don't really have it here. Maybe sometime in the distant future, I might actually begin to distribute. Who knows, right? So I'm just putting it out there. But then for Sephora, if Sephora, you're in Canada, so you might have Sephora. So Sephora, I think this is one of their cheapest brands, the Sephora brand. Every other brand in Sephora is really high end, so it's not really easy for everyone to get Sephora. But then you can try the L'Oreal and you can try the Maybelline Fit Me. I have used the Maybelline Fit Me and I think it's really nice. So, but then if you want like a full coverage, you might tilt towards something else because the Maybelline is actually this one that I use is the matte poreless. They have another one that is full coverage, but I haven't really used that one in a very long time, so I don't know what's new. Exactly. Maybelline, exact Maybelline and L'Oreal. So, and then you have the Huda brand, and I think the Selena brand, that's the Rare Beauty, should have. Then you can use Fenty if you're up to it. Then you can use the Huda. You can use what's the other one? Mars or NARS. I said Mars. You could use the NARS. So there's so many brands, but the truth is a lot of them are really pricey for Sephora. So if you have the money, of course, you can get some of these brands because they are actually really, really good. But then if you're working with like drugstore, this is your best bet in Sephora. That is basically drugstore price. And then the Maybelline you can find in Walmart, right? So that works. Now that is for foundation. Concealers too. I like to use concealer of the foundation brand that I'm working with. I just feel like it works together, right? If I'm going to use the Maybelline, I try to get a Maybelline concealer. If I'm going to use a Sephora brand, I try to get a Sephora concealer, right? That is what I tend to work with because I feel like those two work hand in hand. So if that is not your preference, that is still fine. You can look for something else that works for you, but that works for me. Um, for lipsticks, I also tend to go towards Maybelline. I have some Maybelline brands here. I have my red lipstick from Revlon. This one I really like. It's actually a very, very nice red. My This mascara is from Colossal, and this is Colossal from Maybelline. Sorry. Um, for my lip glosses, I just do that one. I go for whatever brand that I love. Yes, Revlon is really good with some products, right? They really, really, I've tried some Revlon products and I really like them. For pencils, I use the Wet and Wild, this one. And then for some, I have Revlon. And then for my brushes, funny enough, I've gotten some from Dollarama. I've gotten some from the dollar store. I've gotten some from Shein, right? So for my brushes, I just pick a little bit of here and there. But then I like to advise that you should change your brushes regularly too, because after a while they begin to fall off or they don't work as well. But it also depends on how much you use. French vanilla. Oh, okay. I've never heard of that before. Um, Quasimodo, is that the brand or is that the name of the brand? Because I have never heard of that one. So what are you sipping on? Oh, French vanilla. I didn't understand. Okay, okay. You're replying somebody. But anyways, these are my like few tips and tricks for my makeup. So for my sprays, I actually use these ones that I got from Sephora, the Mario for my setting spray and this all-nighter. I actually would advise to get the black one. For the all night, I think they have it in three colors, if I'm not mistaken. They have the purple one, they have the black bottle, then they have the yellow bottle. So it depends on which one you are able to find. But I feel like the black one is usually the one that people really, really use. It was very, very popular a while ago, so people like that one very much. And what else can I recommend? So yeah, the dollar store actually has few things that I find very good. Now, if you're someone that really loves lip glosses, you might find a lot of nice ones at the dollar store. And trust me, they're very nice. I use this one and they're pretty pigmented for the price. This one I got for $1.50 and it is very, very nice. It's very pigmented. Whenever I wear it, I'm just going to show you guys so that you can see what I'm talking about. It's soft, but it's really, really pigmented, and I like that for glosses, right? So, exactly. I'm gonna do another video because it seems like a lot of people didn't see that one, or maybe it was on TikTok that I didn't. But I'm gonna do my dollar store haul so that you can see that there are actually really nice makeup products at the dollar store. This I got at the dollar store, $1.50. So there are actually some very nice ones. Just make sure that whichever brand that you're getting very, very nice one. Don't just go and pick anything. There are some that are really nice. I will do a video, an updated video of my dollar store haul so that you can see the ones that are nice. For instance, I got this blush at the dollar store. This is the BPO cheek tint. Personally, I don't think this really does much. I'm thinking maybe because of my skin tone, this didn't really do much for me. It's kind of like a stain, right? It's a cheek stain, but it didn't really pop as much as I wanted. But I'm thinking if you want to wear something like, if you want to wear your natural skin and you want to have like that natural blush, this will actually work for you. But if you're someone that really loves to wear very heavy blush, this probably won't do much for you. Not much. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This is like a jelly, so it comes like this. So if you, as you can see, I'm putting it here. I feel like on a much lighter skin tone, this would work so much. Well, on mine, it's almost like nothing is happening. All right. So so this is what it's looking like. So some people actually like to wear their blush this light. But I'm saying if you're going to wear it on your natural skin, then it will really pop. But if you want to wear it on makeup, like if you have to place this on foundation, it's not gonna pop. It's not gonna show. So if you're like that, that you like to wear like natural or bare skin, and you like to have like a little bit of makeup feel, this $1.50 blush is perfect for you. So see. So because it's a stain, it kind of leaves like a stain there. So if this is you, this might be perfect for you. Anyways, thank you guys. I hope that this would really help somebody in their makeup journey, and they are, oh yes, Noe, it is a very pretty lip gloss. So I hope that this has really helped someone in their makeup journey, and do connect with me on Instagram. I am on Instagram at pinkray underscore brand. You will find me on Instagram. That is my Instagram page. Do send me a DM. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do connect with me on Instagram. Guys, you can send me a DM on Instagram and I will be happy to oblige you. I will talk to you on Instagram. If you see a makeup trend that you would like to see me try, let me know and then I'll let you know whether I can do it or not. Um, what else? That is it. And I'm also on TikTok. So you can check the description in this video and you will see that information. But most importantly, I'm here again to say thank you guys. Thank you so much for being on my life every day. Some people join my life every single day. You guys are amazing. Thank you so, so much. It means a lot that you come here and support me every single day. So if you didn't know, and if you see me for the first time, my name is Jenna and I am a makeup artist. And all my life, I teach people how to do makeup. I do my live 10 p.m. Toronto Canadian time every single day, which is also Eastern Central Time. Yeah. So if that is what you like, or you know someone who is into makeup, please send my videos to them so that they can learn from me. And make sure that you're liking my video, that you subscribe, and that you also comment in the comment section. I do reply your comments. So thank you guys so, so much for 300 subscribers. Guys, let's take it up to 1,000 subscribers. Come on, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Share my video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.